I'm here with Noah Freeman. You may know him as being part of popular band Kindred Valley, but he also has some solo work out there. That's what I want to talk to you about today, man. Thanks for coming on in.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So you have two singles out right now.
Yes.
You got Old Dog and Win Some, Lose Some.
Correct.
And your style's definitely different from Kindred Valley, the stuff you do with them. So how did you lean into your sound that you have here?
Yeah, I grew up from a small town, actually about an hour and a half north of Huntington. Gave the lead away a little bit there. It's a small town, Ravenswood, West Virginia.
Ravenswood, yeah.
And there's a radio station that comes on there around that area called Big Buck Country 101.5, and they've just always played really old classic radio stations. And my dad would flip between that and like classic rock radio stations. So it was like Willie Nelson and Queen, Waylon Jennings and Led Zeppelin, things like that. So I fell in love with, just real musicianship and also just really good storytelling at the same time. So I think that's where a lot of the old country songwriting, storytelling nature comes from.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting that old country vibe from your stuff. I'm getting even some Charlie Daniels kind of in the vocals there. Yeah, and what inspires your storytelling with all this?
I think that I've just always had a habit for, yapping a little bit and telling stories. And originally, I wanted to just be a writer and write things and tell other people's stories. It's kind of easier to write about a fictional person or a fictional story rather than be vulnerable and share your real emotions sometimes. So sometimes I create these as sort of outlets to let other things out.
And how did this work for you, kind of doing your solo project while also being part of Kindred Valley? How has that gone?
Well, Kindred Valley was kind of getting to a point where it was getting self-sustaining in that it was running itself. And I had some free time and a lot of credit card debt. So I wanted to book some extra gigs, and I needed to book some more as another project because Kindred Valley was kind of at its limit. So I went ahead and just decided that I was going to do a country solo project out on my own just to see what I could make of it.
And I've seen some videos on YouTube of you still playing, your current songs with Kindred Valley.
Yes.
To look at your lyrics, singing a new song with some old friends,
yes.
if you will.
Yeah.
How's that been, balancing the two?
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun because, I was booking gigs, and the guys were, the guys being the other members of Kindred Valley minus Blake and Rachel. And they also wanted to play some extra gigs and just stretch their legs out a little more, and we've been really enjoying playing a lot more together, and we feel like it makes us better musicians. So I was just like, well, why not just go ahead and make this a whole other project with a whole other band? And it gives us an opportunity to try out some new things, and it gets them really excited about playing.
And you have two songs out right now on all the streaming platforms, but I know you have other music too that's unreleased. So
yes.
When can we expect to be hearing some more of these? I like In the Fire especially.
Yes.
When's that one coming out?
Well, it's actually a good question you asked. On my way here, I was listening to, it's an almost done version of an album that I'm putting out containing all the songs that I've been working on playing for the last couple of years. It's one narrative album, somewhat inspired by concept albums like Marvin Gaye's What's Going On, or more like Willie Nelson's Redheaded Stranger, these narrative albums following someone, a concept album. And so that album is it's almost done. It's I could publish it today if it weren't for just a few final tweaks that we're going to put on it. So expect to see that sometime within the next couple months, I think.
Awesome. Recording-wise, are you doing the similar process that you do with Kindred Valley, or has this been something where you kind of have to learn some new things on your own to make this happen?
So yes, and we're recording it the same way in that it's the same guy, Jaden Hayes. He's the same wonderful producer, engineer that we worked with for Kindred Valley, and also a member of Kindred Valley and the solo project band, and just a great friend of mine. And so we're back to doing it just the way we always have, in a way, in that it's just at his house, in his basement, recording it just with DIY stuff. But also, we're trying some new things because he's learning new things all the time and wanting to experiment. And I've become, a different musician, and he's become a different producer since our last projects. So we're trying new things, like running different instruments through different microphones and amps that maybe we shouldn't be, and trying different writing styles and collaboration processes. So it's a lot of fun. So we are doing some new things, but trying to keep it in a similar style or similar structure to past ways.
And out of everything that you hear in your music, what all is you? Are you doing everything as far as the guitar and the piano and obviously the vocals? But
Yeah, so most of the time it's always the acoustic guitar as far as the music that you're going to hear coming out. It's almost always the acoustic guitar. I do pick banjo on a few of my own tracks occasionally, sometimes against my will. And Jaden and I both get in there and throw on harmonies every now and then, but I'm a really big sucker for like just taking friends of mine and asking if they can yell something in the background of this track. Things like that. So it is mostly me on the acoustic, the singing, the writing. Jaden is almost always doing all of the producing, the electric guitar. It's a lot of the same guys that you see me on stage with at Kendra Valley. I like to make sure that they just get to also be creative on the project and write a lot of their own parts and be, because I feel like that pulls good performances from them if I let them be inspired to do their own thing on it.
For sure. So when's your next show coming up here?
Next show coming up here is Saturday at Corber Brewing Company. I hope I'm saying that right. I realized I've never said that out loud before this moment. It's one of those things I've just always read.
Sure, yeah.
Corber Brewing Company. Saturday, 8 to 10, and I'll be playing a lot of covers, but quite a few originals, and I'll also just be doing a full run-through of that album that I was talking about. So hopefully y'all can get a taste of that and decide whether or not it's worth streaming whenever it does come out one of these days.
Good deal. And you're going to play a song for us here in the studio. Which
Yes,
one are you
sir.
going to play?
I'm going to be playing one that I already have out, so that way y'all can get a taste and see if you like it. It's called Win Some, Lose Some.
All right. Well, we'll hear Win Some, Lose Some here from Noah Freeman right after the break. And welcome back. And Noah Freeman is here to play his song Win Some, Lose Some live here in the studio. Take it away.
I was making my way out of Valentine after a score at the bank, so I stopped on by to the ranch of a woman whose husband was in my debt. She was packing up a wagon and I wondered why, so I asked if her husband was nearby. She looked at me cold, said he's done since fast. Oh, you win some, then you lose some. You're always losing when you deal with me. So here's what I'll do, I'll let you choose. Oh, your money, your life, which one do you want to lose? You didn't help our matters none, you no good white trash son of a gun. She stepped back inside, tried to bid me adieu. Then the son stepped out with a clever mean and a lack of respect. The lazy eye, it seems, he said, sir, I've neither, especially for a man like you. Oh, you win some, then you lose some. You're always losing when you deal with me. So here's what I do, I'll let you choose. Oh, your money, your life, which one do you want to lose? You see, his daddy was sick and on his way to the grave, and I cut his time short by a few more days, leaving nothing left to him, his debts and his wife and his son. I wish I could say if I'd done wrong when you've been on the road so long. Oh, the men you kill, they start to look the same. So to tell you the truth, I slept just fine. That boy ain't the first daddy done died by swinging my fist or a shot from the piece of my side. You might win some, but I win all of them. So watch your tongue, boy, when you speak to me. I let you choose. There's one funeral or two. Cause let's believe, boy, your mama's still got something to lose. Oh, you win some, then you lose some. You're always losing when you deal with me. I let you choose. There's one funeral or two. Cause best believe, boy, your mama still got something to lose. Oh, your money, your life, which one do you want to lose? Cause you best believe, boy, your mama still got something to lose. town on a dark iron horse. That's where she saw him. She said, I'm yours. He was a good man when he had to be. Oh, she never stopped loving a man who showed up in town on that hot summer day. Every day she's waiting down at the station. She's never boarded a car. They don't sell tickets for the train that she's missing, at least not to those who ain't gone. She lived a rough life, but you never know. She learned how to love him, still make it home. And those mountain women, the tough as nails. Oh, she's got a ticket, the one she's been missing, and now she's ready to board. She's finally stopped waiting down at the station. She's probably on the car, searching for glory. God bless her story, and us as we try to move on. Someday when I make it and I got my ticket and I step aboard the car, I hope they're waiting at the other station someday when I sing my last song. I want to thank you guys for having me here. I'm honored to get to play some of these songs. I mentioned in that interview that I mostly write stories about other people, just to kind of hide sometimes. And this past year I wrote a few sad ones, and I'm only going to burden you with one of them. I wrote this one for my grandfather. This past year he landed his way in the hospital. And that's the first time that I began to notice really just how bad his Alzheimer's had gotten to be. And I wrote this song for him and about him after an evening in the hospital. It's called Sunnier Days. They don't tell you any younger. Everyone else gets older too. And I haven't noticed all the miles the years have been putting on you. Taking for granted my memory, assumed that it was there to stay. Truth and a lie at the same time, 'cause now only my half remains. Please don't
I hope I remember you correctly. It's a thought that sits tight in my chest. Four-wheeler rides, swinging on lines. I can't seem to recall the rest. If the grass is grown over the hillside and the trails are all covered in brush, then thoughts in my head, they're all that's left. I hope I remember enough. Please don't let them fade. Please let it stay clear. I'm not sure quite what I'm sure of these days. I'm just missing sunnier days. It's real bittersweet in those moments, but those days left were all that I had. You'd crack a joke, but call me someone else, and I'd pretend to laugh.
Well, now that I've made you feel terrible, I'd like to take it to a different direction. And earlier in the interview, we mentioned that I was part of a band, a folk band in the area called Kindred Valley, and we sing a song about the history of this state, or a history. A little over 100 years ago, there were some boys who went down in the mines in West Virginia, and they stood up for my rights, your rights, and what's right. And the stand that those brave men and women took that day for the rights that still stand in place here all the way in 2025 was fought and died for by Appalachian men and women. This is a song I wrote to honor them and about them, called 1921. And deeper down I dive into the smoke. I trade my life and break my back just to mine some coal. Try to keep my head down and do as they please, but a bold felt with a gun on his belt, got his eyes on me. It gets hotter and hotter the deeper we go, and we all go down if you come up to see one day more. And the company man will tell you otherwise, but that scary man with a pick in his head, the devil's in those mines. 1,000,000 rounds and 10,000 men climbing up
dead. And now they're taking us down in cuffs and chains. But a life in the pen is better than a cocoa grave. It gets harder and harder the deeper we go, and we all go down. A few come up to see you one day more. Well, then, the company man will tell you otherwise. But ask any man with a pick in his hand. The devil's